Yo yo. Yo yo. Yo 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 yo. Yo 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 yo. Scraping stream. The one and only. The only thing we do here for now. Trench Crusade. I've never heard of that now. Sounds like a rip on Krieg or something. Well, I'm only gonna be here for like 2 hours, 3 hours, and then I gotta go again. We gotta eat dinner, and then I have a few more things to do, and then I'll be back on probably the main channel. Work in progress. What do you mean? Is it like a game or is it miniatures? What? What is it? I have no fucking clue as to what you're saying to me. I don't understand. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. I've got absolutely no bloody idea what the fuck you're on about, mate. Oh, gotcha. The thing about tabletop games is that I'm sure there's so many good ones, but I'm never going to play them. Because, I mean, playing GW stuff is kind of... It's it for me. That's usually it for me. Just the GW stuff, and I'm good. Yeah, I gotcha. That's pretty cool. I mean, everyone's inspired by something. A lot of people are typically inspired by GW, obviously. And if there's any money to be made in being inspired by Games Workshop, yeah, that's definitely it. There's just a lot of good stuff with Warhammer. That's why everyone kind of wants more of it. Everybody wants more Warhammer. No, I gave up. That was like an Age of Sigmar army project, and now that the old world's back, I'm just kind of not interested in Age of Sigmar. Like, maybe, but it's a universe I don't really care about as much. Like, all the cool shit's in fantasy. Mostly. I'm sure I'm going to revisit it, but I think right now I just want to build this fucking gyrocopter and then maybe build Belagar and then maybe build something else. I mean, if you have an army, you can, yeah. Everything's got to be done, though. Problem with, like, the old world is it's just not... It's not the same aesthetic. It's like fantasy, but crazier. It's out of my realm of enjoyment in terms of visuals. It's not my universe. I don't claim it. A lot of people love Age of Sigmar. I don't necessarily hate it. I just don't love it. It's not my favorite thing. It's definitely not. Like, I would say Age of Sigmar is my... I think at one point I tried to cope and say I liked Age of Sigmar more than 40k. I'm still kind of leaning on that fence, but, like, brother, it's not my favorite. And a lot of people love 40k. Don't let them hear that. Don't let any 40k fan say, or rather hear you say, fantasy is better. Don't let them hear it. They'll come for your children. They'll kill you in your sleep. Yeah, the Skaven are getting an update. I did see that. They've got this big, like, wheeled fucking Gatling gun platform. Put this up here. Yeah, it's a big, like, wheeled Gatling gun thing. I mean, it's very Skaven. I don't really care about it because it's Skaven, you know? Skaven are good for one thing, and that's dying and giving themselves diseases. So I guess 2 things. 3 if you count pissing themselves, but, like, come on. Wretched Skaven. I mean, Skaven are cool in terms of, like, they're cool in a sense that they fit the universe very well, but they're just worthless. They're worthless creatures. They don't deserve the air they breathe. They're disgusting! What am I missing here? They steal the sweet dwarven air. Second wave of what? Skaven refreshes, like rat ogres and shit like that? I mean, there's a lot of miniatures in the GW range that need, like, refreshes. The Skaven are one of them, for sure. Like, they still have miniatures from, like, the 90s they're selling you, and they don't look good. Maybe for the time they look good, but, like, right now, they're not that good, bro. They're a bit of nostalgia, and that's kind of it, personally. New merch when? When I look at merch, which is like never. Imagine remaking Storm Vermin. You know, I mean, it would, okay. It would make sense to update the Skaven to look like Age of Sigmar shit, and then shelve everything that was from Skaven initially back to fantasy. Does that make sense? Because to me, that makes perfect sense, right? Like, you want to bring back everything that was in fantasy to fantasy, and then sculpt new things for Age of Sigmar to have that distinction, right? That makes a bit of sense to me. Because fantasy, like, the old world is supposed to be this nostalgia trip, you know, for all the 90-year-olds. Back in my day, I used to cut the grips off guns and fit them into the hands myself. Back in my day, the dwarves had hands the size of fucking melons. That's what I'm... Well, Get Down, I mean, is Predator, right? Right? I think there was only one song in this album that made me feel like I was listening to an older Austrian Death Machine song, which was this one. Like, this kind of reminds me of the first and second album. Just because they use more Arnold. Like, metal is just... This is more of... I mean, you don't make a departure from Arnold, right? Like, the whole point of this band was to be inspired by one-liners and Arnold's life and movies and shit like that, so... I don't think you want to leave that. I think you can. I think you can run on Arnold Schwarzenegger forever. Bro is too iconic. The newer stuff is different for sure. Like, this is way different from what it was. Like, not entirely, but it's getting there. And I mean, as well, at the end of the day, it's like, who's ever making the music, it's always in their vision, right? Like, you can listen to fan feedback and all this shit, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make an album based on that, right? Because you kind of want to put out an album you're proud of. Who knows? I have never heard of that band. I think everyone knows we listen to the same 5 bands on stream. But thankfully, those 5 bands now have new music, so it's like not as stale, you know? It could be much worse. It's been 27 years. He made Ergot's theme? Oh, that's cool. Strum Ergot? Strum Ergot. I would say the biggest thing, dude, is the Dread Crew album, and then maybe Rumahoy would make something. Maybe. Snack you, buddy. Who knows? Gyrocopter. Eventually I will, but not right now. No. I think what I want to do is fucking glue something. Holy shit, I've been scraping this kit for like 30 centuries. Let me glue something. Is this they want you to paint it? Paint before assembly. Oh. Did I even pick a gyrocopter head? Did I pick a pilot's head? I don't think I did. But I think I'm just going to go with something very generic. Yeah, probably just this one. Sure. It doesn't sound very smart. Okay. Secondhand glue sniffing, poisoning. Yo, 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 yo. Let me put this microphone back here. Maybe that's better. Can you still hear me if I'm speaking like this? Is it? Can you hear me normally, or is it kind of fucked up? Oh. Hello, hello. Okay, it's working again. Kinda now. What about now? Is that better? I'm trying to just, like, I can put it right next to my mouth, as long as my hand is. Oh, that's fine actually. It's not bad. It just needs to be away from my hand because I keep hitting it on accident. Jesus. It was better before. Is it not better now? It should be Ait. I need to sit in. I need to move. Let me move in a little bit. No fucking space in this goddamn room. Yo, yo. It kind of needs to be bright, though. I've got no other light source here. This is like my fake sun. Since I don't get any real sunlight, this is the only sun I have. It is the only fake sunlight I'm allowed to have. I wonder if I can, like, hang on. Does this chair go up? Ooh, it goes up. The fuck am I running over? Let's see if this works. Whoa, that's weird. That's weird. Let me change the focus of this thing. Let's see. Properties. Let's see. That's the wrong camera. All right. Bro, that autofocus is fucking auto ass. Good enough. Let me try and adjust the That's weird. Does the microphone sound the exact same, or does it sound different? That's a weird looking setup. Is it really clear? That's weird. All right. The issue is I just need to have it away from my face. That sounds better. It might sound a bit worse, though, because I'm now further. Well. Maybe if I could have it, like, above me. Hang on. Hello? Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? It should be working again, and it's completely out of my face now. It's good now? Okay. This camera, this whole setup is so fucking scuffed. It's fine. I'm doing the best I can. I am doing the best I can, brother. It's good again. I can't tell if the lights are bright, but I can see. Every day it's a struggle to keep the camera in check until I get the new one. And the new one should be infinitely better, and I can have it not even close to the desk, and it would pick up everything. I can't wait for that. Good God, this is so bad. Peace, bro. Take it easy, man. Yeah, I'm not really doing too much. I'm just kind of focusing on not fucking up this helmet. Can't even, like, let me refocus this. This camera's ass, brother. If I can maybe get it to, like, line up and then sharpen it. Sure. Depends on how crazy you want to get with it. Like, this is one thing. This is a helicopter. These things aren't even fucking good. It just depends on how crazy you want to get. Like, do you want to clean everything? Do you want to make it look really nice? Do you want to customize it? Do you want to paint it this way, paint it that way? I mean, if you rush through it, it can take you a weekend. You can pretty much prepare whole units in a day. If you want to get really through it, if you want to take your time, it takes a while. Like, I'm working on the head of this character. The head of the pilot. It's not even the whole thing. So, it's as long as you want. You can take 5 minutes. It could take 5 weeks. As long as you're happy with what you're doing, I think that's all that matters. I remember way back when I'd go over to my buddy's house on the weekend and we'd just build whole armies. Or not whole armies, but like boxes of units. Oh, I mean, it's like adult Lego. As long as you've got the willpower, you can do it. Cheaper back then. Well, I had child support back then. Now I don't, so, you know. My child support was like, listen, you take this kid out, you take him to Games Workshop, you take him to fucking Walmart to get new shoes, and that's it. I'll see you in a year. That was my childhood with my father. You make sure this kid knows you exist once a year. Yes, sir. That's all we kind of do here. We build the Dowie. Yeah, they're not as good as you think they. In Total War Warhammer, the gyrocopters were like, I'm gonna carry every fucking game, and there's nothing you can do about it. In tabletop, it's like, I'm gonna lose you every game, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, they're just not nearly as good, right? And you can't spam 12 of them. I don't think they're that useful. Yeah, the models are cool. It's not really a new model. It's very old. Like, the model's pretty old. It's like the tail end of fantasy, right? I used to play a shit ton of tabletop. Not anymore, though. I have no time, so I just kind of do modeling. Yes, I've got a second channel. Second channel's been around for a while. I think the second channel's been around for like, what, a year at this point, maybe? You didn't like that helicopter? You didn't like that gyro? Hang on. I love that gyro. Oops. Oh, shit. I think that new gyro, or not new one. Hang on. I forgot what edition it was. It wasn't a fan favorite, but like, it hits. It hits differently. I love this one. You can't tell me otherwise. This gyrocopter is like in a league of its own. It's its own entity. I love it. I think this one's cool. I know it's not like a fan favorite, but it has this weird old tech charm to it. It just looks weird. I would even argue that this one, I mean, they evolve. You know, dwarves do evolve over time, right? Like, this one looks amazing, but this one also looks amazing in its own way. Outside of, like, the driver and the gun, or the pilot and the gun. Like, the actual gyrocopter is sick. This is so sick. These two, these gotta go. I've got a couple of them. This one's just boxed still. I even have a fine cast one. Oddly enough, they made fine cast gyrocopters. Just imagine how dog shit that is. What's the secret sauce behind the 4 panes of glass? You weren't there for that stream? You didn't see it? You're trolling. Really? Do you want me to go get it? I kind of... Ruko wanted to see it as well. This is not something I would pull out. Bog knows what it is. It is beautiful. It's very beautiful. I'm very happy to own it. Some people know what it is. It's very beautiful. I kind of want to wait for Ruko if he shows up because I said I would show him. You're very beautiful. Thank you. Tobias's Arkenstone. It's basically the Arkenstone. Okay, if it could ever unite every dwarf player... Actually, no. Some people don't like it, though. I think the only thing that could ever be the Arkenstone would be, like, the hatred towards elves. Because all the dwarves would come together for that, right? Okay, you're an idiot. I'll go get it. I'll go get it, but I'm wearing gloves. I'm not touching that thing. It's a little... Can't touch it. Hang on. Okay, it's going to take me like a minute to get it out. And I also don't want to fuck anything up with this. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see if I can pull it out properly without destroying it. too scared. Okay. Since it's going right back into the display case, and I'm not touching it again... Okay. It's, Okay, so I won this on auction a little while ago, and, it's the unreleased Dwarf Lord Sprue from, way back when. I think it's like 2006. It was the unreleased Dwarf Lord Sprue. Like, this is the Arkenstone. Kind of, but not really. But, yeah. It's, like, I'm never going to build it, obviously, but it is very, like, ideally, Games Workshop brings it out for, like, the old world. But, like, this is definitely not something you build, right? There's no way. Damn, look at that detail and shit. God damn. There are a few pictures, because people own them. People own a few of them. I guess a couple were produced way back when, but... No, I'm not building this. No way. If I had multiple copies, I'd build one. But since I only have one copy, I'm not touching this thing. No way. If they do re-release it, though, I'll just build that and then keep this one, because this is a first casting. Yeah, they did. Who knows, though? I mean, there is a story behind these not being produced, and if they do bring it back, then I'll just build that, but then keep this as like a first edition casting. Because they would have had to repair the molds, because supposedly the molds were broken. Yeah. But this thing is really fucking... It's crazy. It's like... I mean, these are my favorite dwarf sculpts. From Juan Diaz, who did all the newer dwarf plastics, I believe. I don't know if he did like the Iron Breakers or the Iron Drakes or any of that stuff, but he did the Warriors, Quarrelers, Thunderers, etc., so on and so forth, and then he did this, but this was never released. So, it's cool. It's very, very cool. But yeah, that is kind of the holy grail. It's the holy grail of dwarf collecting, I think. I've got a few other unreleased miniatures. I can show those, actually. So I've got, like, the unreleased metal dwarf warrior with great weapon. Not for resale, by the way. I don't know how I got it, but it wasn't for resale. It's essentially just like a generic dwarf warrior that was cast in metal for some reason. I don't know why, like pewter. That's one of them. Doesn't really mean much. It's not as cool. What else? The other unreleased, this is like an unreleased dwarf warrior as well. I was never a fan of, like, giving dwarves... Well, first of all, this guy's got a wooden shaft. Like, straight up grooves and all, which looks a bit weird, but he's also got a big dagger. it's a little funky. It's not my favorite. And then the only other one I have, which I've actually got duplicates of, is it's like the unreleased Dwarf Slayer. One of them, I think there was another one, or like two of them. But he would have an axe that goes up like this. I think the axes are there. Yeah, kind of weird. Very funky. I'll probably sell one of them eventually because I don't need two, but... Very strange. Very strange. Anyways, I gotta put the dwarf sprue back because there's no way on God's green earth I'm touching that thing. So one sec. And that's it. That's all I got for the unreleased stuff. What did you send me on Discord? I gotta move this fucking chair. God damn. If you send me on Discord, what, as like a private message? Oh. Well, I'm not going to be... Honestly, it's going to take me a while for stuff like that. It'll take me a while for shit like that because I need to... Like, the number one big thing that I want to do for the channel is upgrade the camera. Right? Like, this pile of fecal dandruff, this thing needs to leave forever. Right? Fuck. I'll even give that shit away. I need to go purchase a DSLR camera, and then I need to mount that bitch to the wall. I have to replace my computer. I have to redo my whole setup a little bit before I do any giveaways or things that are, you know, for the people. But yeah, there's not anytime soon. Chances are I'm going to try and reboot the channel around June. Well, no. July, August. Around, like, fall. Right around fall. Come, like, October, September. Near the end of the year, unfortunately, because that's all I've got to work with. So, yeah. Maybe around that time, sure. Gonna give away the original TobiasFatePLUS webcam. I mean, you know what I would give away is, like, dwarf shit. What I meant was, during the reboot time, do one of those daily bag of peanut bars with goals. What, you give me money for stuff? What are you talking about? You want to give me money for things? Like what? By the time this channel gets rebooted properly and I kind of take it seriously, the old world will be back in full with the dwarves. Like, to me, that's full. I don't care about, you know, if elves can eat a dick. Fucking Empire, they're cool. Don't care, though. You know, a bunch of stuff is fine, but I want the dwarves. Like, you know. I don't need these gloves. Well, because Bretonia and Tomb Kings were, like, so overhyped. Personally overhyped. Personally. You a Seraphine Dwarf. Ew. Well, Lizardmen might be in much later down the line. Not right now. Let me just move this in. It's really just a matter of time for everything to come out for fantasy. It'll all eventually be here. You just kind of have to wait, you know? Whether or not you like waiting. Where the fuck's the water? Oh, there's tinier things. Trust me. I've seen myself in the mirror. Hmm. I love this song. Oh, so do I. Don't worry. We listen to it every day. 30 times a day. Now, this is Gyrocopter. Gyro pilot. Warham Mussy. Warham Mussy. Good grief. I need to go through and make sure I've got all the pieces cleaned up. Pretty sure I do. But I just want to work on something new. I've been working on the gyrocopter for so long. It's not even fucking painted. Like, good God. Ragnar Skyfleet Battle Force. What came in that one? I mean, the giveaways and stuff, again, I mean, if you want to send that in for somebody to win, that's really cool. It's very generous of you. But it will cost money. You know, shipping ain't free. Shipping things out from my place certainly ain't free. I got some Leagues of Votann I'm probably going to give away. I've got so many. And honestly, like, I used to collect the old Rogue Trader squats, and I still have them, and I have boxes of them. I don't know. I was like super hyped for Votan, and now I'm just like, why? We've got fantasy coming back. $3,300 points. If you want to see a picture of my army, here you go. The stuff that I have still that isn't sold from my childhood. Dowie Warrior. Dowie Warrior. Like, I don't... don't... Listen. If you ever have a kid and they want to get rid of their old toys, don't let them. Because you'll look back and be like, damn, all my memories are gone. Like, I still have a few things from my childhood, but most of the armies I grew up with and was able to play with, I sold off for money way back when. Take it down to the local fucking, like, swap shop and, ooh, goodbye. $30. Local listings, $20. I can buy, like, 1/4 of a game. Your childhood is worth no amount of money. You may think it is at the time, but, like, when you grow up, you'll miss it. Was that the Chaos Dwarves, the Wotan? The Woke-tan? All gone for space? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, I can part with some stuff, but certain things I'll never get rid of. Until I die. Oh, rogue traders? What are you talking about? Rogue traders of what? Like actual miniature rogue traders? I mean, yeah, go for it, man. When you're an adult and you have a bit more, like, expendable income, you typically want to go back and buy your childhood. Because it's the memories. It's like the good times you had with your parents and your loved ones, and everything was just magical. And, you know, you woke up for Christmas and you're like, oh my God, Santa's real. And now you're 30 years old, overweight. You know, Christmas these days is like buying yourself a six-pack and maybe like McDonald's or something. And maybe a gift for a loved one. It's not the same, dude. It's definitely not the same. McFarlane. Yeah, those are pretty good. I mean, you know, there used to be, were they McFarlane? You ever have those Gears of War figures? I think it was NECA. When NECA was first coming out with figures, they had the Gears license, and the figures they made for Gears of War was amazing. Like, super amazing. Sick fucking figures. High quality, relative, like, decently priced for the time. I think now they each run, like, $100 or something. I'm not sure. Like, they're not cheap, but where has the quality gone? Where has the quality gone? I'm going to have to get out of here in about 30 minutes. Fuck yes, finally made it here. I got to go in 30 minutes, dude. I got to go eat. I got to go clean. These streams aren't going to be too long for now. Like, ideally, what I want to do when I relaunch this channel properly, because right now it's just kind of chill, I want to do 8 to 10 hours on the main channel every day, and then maybe 4 hours on this channel, or like 3 hours a day, every day, usually to end the night. I've painted on stream before. I did. I was working on the base coats of a dwarf archer. Be it it's the base coats, like, there's nothing but blocked in colors. It was a while ago. Gotta wake up at 5:30. Good luck with that, buddy. Again, I'm going to be heading out in like 30 minutes or so this is just kind of trying to wrap up what I'm doing and then be done. No, not really. I mean, all of Warhammer is typically like small parts, no? This is gyrocopter. This part, I think, goes in here. Right there. Actually, I think it does. This is supposed to connect the smaller blades. Yeah, it's the smaller blades, if I'm not mistaken. I can't even tell if I cleaned everything. I think I cleaned these. I think the number one thing I should be doing, though, because these are all cleaned, is I need to glue. God forbid it's today. I gotta glue, what if I do glue this? Can I even paint it? Oh, yeah. Knowing me, I would try to paint this. I'd paint the collar and everything, but you can't even see it because his head's glued onto it. That's like step one. Step one, I think you'd glue this and then paint it and you'd be fine. You never see any of this shit anyways because he's sitting in the little cockpit area. Let me actually move some of that stuff. Oh my god. $10. $10 on the Warhammer channel. Disloyal, thank you so much. I don't know about being disloyal. That sounds pretty loyal to me. Thank you, buddy. Did the alerts update on stream? Grain Pain, thank you, man. Oh, it didn't update. We're just building a gyrocopter very slowly, like an old arthritis grandfather. Okay, now it updated, but it's kind of like sticking into the other one. It's fine. Thank you, buddy. The rare second channel donation, GigaChad. That's almost like, bro, you've been subscribed here for 2 years almost. What the fuck? 2 years, and how many months of content did you get? I feel bad. I do want to do more with the channel, obviously, in this year. I would say 2025 will be my year, but right now, this is the transition phase of, like, being able to put out more shit by not doing shit, you know? We'll see. I'm close to it as well. Only 21, though. I don't even see a sub badge. What? Speaking of sub badges, do we only have one? We must only have one sub badge, and it's literally the blobfish emote with its skin changed color. Like, it's the same blobfish, but the skin color was changed, and it has facial hair. And it was given eyebrows. I think it's the exact same thing as the blobfish. Kind of looks like a dwarf. Sven, thank you, bro. 28 months. You idiots. You idiots are still subscribed to me. Thank you, guys. These streams are gems. Are they really? They're chill. You know, I gotta give it to the people who still kind of stuck around here, even though I haven't streamed on it for like 8 months. Like, that's dedication, dude. You guys have stayed. Some of you have stayed subscribed for months on end, and you haven't even seen a single fucking stream, and you've given me money every month. Thank you. No refunds. Yeah, your services will be rewarded, don't worry. I'll be sure to pray for you in the giveaways. The lengths they're willing to go in order to not be a scrub. All that sub money better be going towards buying a pirate ship. Sub money? You mean the money that fucking Bezos is chopping out of me? Like, I don't know if you know this, but my paycheck going right down the drain in a few days. Hell no, we got no money. This is a Warhammer channel. Do you think we have any money? Bezos takes our money. Turkey bans Twitch. Warhammer exists in my timeline. Not a good thing for the bank. Inflation. Finally, a crafting stream. Time to work in the mines again. Not me, dude. I'll have kids for that. I'll send off my firstborn. Why not? Okay, what am I missing here? Let me piece out all the parts that should be together. Okay, so the gyrocopter pilot has arms. Go figure. Where are his arms? Oh, here they are. Let me take a look at his arms. I think I did clean them, though. Well, I'm on it for a little bit, but I won't be on it consistently until a couple of months, yeah. It's a good breather to kind of get on this channel and just fuck around. Like, there's a lot of stuff I do want to do in terms of hobbying. I want to do Warhammer. I want to do, like, action figures. Just a bunch of shit on this channel. There's a lot of stuff I could do here. That's not necessarily, like, crafting either. It could be, like, unboxings or cooking streams, fucking IRL streams, depressive lay-in-bed face cam Q&A streams. I don't know. Anything. I'm never going to buy Gundams. I have no room. I barely have room for Warhammer. That's why I kind of need to downsize. I might try and sell off a lot of my 40k stuff, my Arkanauts, Fire Slayer shit. I need to downsize. I've got like a bookcase here full of shit. I've got a storage closet full of shit. Favorite miniature I've created? The last thing I've done was this. Which is just like a little dwarf warrior. Can't really see it well, but it looks really weird because I turned up the fucking sharpness, so all the corners come out really jagged. Yeah, I don't know. Just for fun. Well, I mean, you can play with miniatures. It's a game. What I'm doing right now isn't really for an army. It's just going to sit in a display case. I wonder if they'll ever release War Master. I don't know if you guys know War Master. Let me show you a gyrocopter. Oh, this was actually really cool. This was the, you guys know, what's that pirate game that came out for 40, not 40K, Fantasy? It's the pirate board game. The naval battles. Dreadfleet. I'll show you Dreadfleet. Okay. Here is a War Master gyrocopter. That's the dwarf. You see a little dude there? I mean, for God's sake, like, that's an arm to the gyrocopter. These things are weird. It's such a weird scale. But, no, this was, the Dwarven, I think it was like the Dwarven Dreadnought or something. It had a name. But this was out during, Dreadfleet. So in Dreadfleet, it was like all the Warhammer races had their own ships. Before this, there was also Manowar. Manowar was older though, but like this was the Dwarven ship. Isn't that fucking cool? Look at all the cannons. It even has like a little gyrocopter like thing, airship in the middle of it. It's a very tiny scale. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's obviously not built, but yeah. The detail was pretty dope. I mean, you can even see the backs of the cannons here. So you can only imagine how small dwarves would be to this thing, right? And how big this thing would be in lore. Yeah, there's a gun here, guns here. It would go like this. I gotta build it. I thought this thing was fucking awesome. I wanted to do a little diorama with it. Who did the art for Fantasy? Tons of people. Tons of people did. There's a lot of, there's the guys, fuck. Some of my favorite stuff, man. I'm drawing blanks on the artists, but they used to do the black and white codex stuff. Oh my god. So amazing. Some of my favorite art. There's a guy who's, I'm pretty sure a lot of these people are kind of older. If you're talking like Warhammer Fantasy, pretty sure they're a lot older. And I don't think they really have a presence on social media or anywhere. Well, John Blanche is like super old stuff. We're talking like not the super ancient fantasy artworks, I suppose, but more of the, what edition did Fantasy end on? Was it 8th edition? 6th edition? What edition did Fantasy end on? If anyone knows. 8th edition? That stuff at the tail end, bro, the codex art of 8th edition, like, fuck, man. I had a conversation with a guy who, he painted some stuff for me. Very cool dude. He really knows his artists. And we were going back and forth, and it was like 3 of them in particular who did a lot of the dwarf stuff. Their names were brought up. I'm completely... I think Adrian Smith was one of them, maybe. I forgot, man. It's been a while. But, like... Yeah, Adrian Smith was one of the OGs for sure. I remember seeing an art station of the guy who did the 8th edition Dwarf Codex. He has an art station of, like, all of his artwork. Oh, my God. It's so sick. It's so badass. If I can find it. He has a YouTube channel? Adrian Smith has a YouTube channel? Does he really? I wish I knew who... Fuck, what was the black and white artwork of, like, the long beards and the warriors? Was it Adrian Smith? Yeah, he did, like, Grombrindle. Did a lot of... You know who actually... You know, I think Adrian Smith drew a GWAR album cover. Did you know that? It was for Violence Has Arrived. I can't show it because it's got like a giant penis in the front of the cover, but like I think GWAR got, I think it was Adrian Smith to draw them the cover of an album. And it's very chaos. Very chaos. Like dead bodies, titties, you know. It was cool. Very, very cool. That's Darko. Yeah, that's the guy I commissioned the dwarf portraits from. Yeah. We've had conversations like back and forth. He's a cool dude. He's very nice. Fuck, man. I wish I knew my artists. Like, the second the name pops up, I'm like, that's him. But I'm drawing a blank. I think there was one guy in particular who was drawing the 8th edition stuff, though. Specifically for the dwarves. Man. Hang on. Oh, it was Z Kun Chin. If that's how you pronounce his name, Z Kun Chin drew the artwork for, if I'm not mistaken, that's what I'm getting here. He drew the artwork for the 8th edition codex for the dwarves. I don't know if you've seen the extended version of the dwarf codex art on the front cover. I didn't see it until I saw his art station. But there's like a giant fucking ancestor head coming down from the sky, like watching over them. Like, it's so good. I never saw that until you see the extended edition. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Spell the name. TZE space KUN space Chin. CHIN. Like, this was the latest stuff done for GW, I'm sure, for the dwarves. Before this, yeah. This guy did all this stuff, bro. It's so, like, so sick. Like, the Dwarf Lord. Oh, I'm gonna come in Kazalid. It's so sick. Like, god damn. God damn. God damn. Bro, make prints of this. Let me give you money. Let me give you money. Like, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, his shit is good. Like, bro, Ungrim Iron Fist. Fucking Bretonnian Knight facing like a keeper or something. I don't know, bro. It's so good. He was responsible for the Ogre Kingdoms as well. It's just so good. It's so good. This guy did 40K. Oh, fuck, it's amazing. I mean, before this, though, it was all the black and white. Fuck, I don't know who the artist was, man. I'm drawing a blank again. It's between this shit and what came before it through, like, black and white. You'd have to send it to me on Discord. I'd have to check my emails, but, like, does anyone know his name? The guy who worked on the black and white artwork for, like, the books? What is this, like, Warhammer? Like, who is this? Who was this? Who's the artist? Like, this is peak. Who was it? I'll never be able to find it. I think at one point I did, but not anymore. It's just such a level of like grittiness and realism. It looks like it's from the universe, like it's a snapshot of like a battle. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like it's drawn. It's just so good. It's so iconic. The Longbeards, the Dwarf Warriors. Bro, the one thing I want out of Dwarf Warriors are shields that actually fucking take up the entirety of their body. The number one problem with dwarf sculpts, the latest dwarf sculpts, look at this. What is that shield? Fix the fucking shield. What is this pathetic shield? What are you protecting? Your titties? Your beard? Like, you can... Tower shield, bro. Make it the size of their body. Make it a full shield wall. That shit is so cool. That's so good. That's why I wanted to get into, like, 3D sculpting, so I can sculpt my own large shields and then incorporate them in, like, the GW sculpts. Because these are my favorite sculpts. Juan Diaz with these Dwarf Warriors and shit, I love this. My favorite, I grew up with it. But the shields are garbage. The size is fucking... It's just bad. It's a bad size. Wayne England, Wayne Gallagher, Blanche, Mark... Yeah, I don't know. It's not that the shield sculpt is garbage. It's just too small. Like, if you get into 3D modeling, make a shield the size of the dwarf's body, and it will look so good. A giant shield wall of clans dwarves, or like iron breakers or something like that. Like, that's what dwarves are. They're giant shield walls. You know? So good. So good. Again, like, look at the artwork in the codex. Eh? What? What? That's what you need. Anyways, I got about 10 more minutes and I gotta go, folks. A lot of these guys I still think do stuff, yeah. Shield blue. Why not? It's the clan's colors. Can dwarves even kneel to make a Viking-like shield wall? No, you just get a bigger shield. Well, that's what's so cool. Wouldn't you want to see a line of shields? That's what you want. That's so sick. Imagine a giant shield wall of dwarves with, like, that's what you want to see, bro. That's the coolest shit ever. I don't know if you've seen the, what was it, 7th edition Codex art? This will forever. 6th edition. 6th edition artwork. This, to me, this is forever my favorite fucking artwork of dwarves, period. My number one. This is the shit I first got into when I went with Games Workshop and all that stuff way back when. Look at the shield wall on the right-hand side. That's the shit you're up against. You're not up against... Like, look at these big shields, right? Jesus Christ. I have the Battle Force. Hang on. I have a Battle Force sealed. You can see it better. Look at that, bro. It's so sick. It's so sick. Look at that. That's beautiful. All the dwarves have their own like ornate designs through helmets and like horns and the banner. Everything about it's so sick. It's so good. That's the thing about dwarves is everything is very individualized. All of them are just their own person, you know? Like look at the belt on this guy. Look at this dude's like pistol, axe, buckle, like all the fucking notches in his beard. It's just so cool. This artwork is so good. The Slayers. It's very gritty. This is the shit I love. This is why Warhammer is my number one. Because it's a universe that's so... It's so full of life, but also very... I guess it's the artwork that really sold it. You know what I mean? You look at this and then you can think of like a million things that would go on. That's cool. All the architecture, like, oh my god, bro. It's so good. You walk into a Games Workshop 10 years ago and you see that on the shelf, you're like, fuck me, I'm playing Dwarves. It's done. It's sold. It's finished. Power Belly, clan heirlooms and stuff. It's just good, man. It's so good. So iconic. Games Workshop stuff, I mean, what do we got on the front cover these days? Like, it's all right that it shows you the miniature, but I want the art. The artwork is so good. Like, there's nothing wrong with showing you, like, the model, because that's what you're paying for. But on the front cover, you gotta give me some artwork. Oh. I remember my buddy one year, when I played Guard, he ended up purchasing me the Metal Hellhound. And the front cover of that box, oh my god, so sick. You gotta pay the front artist to make the cover art. It's just so good. It's so good. There's no links. You gotta send it on Discord, bro. Well, it would cost a bit of money to do artwork on boxes. Yeah, for sure. It's just so cool. And it puts you in the universe and it gets you excited. It's like, yo, I'm playing the dwarves. This is the shit I'm playing. Like, damn, that's cool. All of them had really good artwork, though. All the boxes, everything in fantasy was just so good. Same thing with 40K. 40K had so many good artworks for their box arts. Okay, I think I've rambled on enough because I have to actually leave here in a sec. Yeah. I think I'm just going to pack it up and I got to go. I got to go. It's about 6. Point at distance with guy in the foreground. I mean, it's all nice. It's all really cool. It's just a matter of, like... Not many people care about the boxes, but for me, having grown up seeing the artworks pretty much everywhere in a GW, I love the boxes. I keep the boxes, for God's sake. I got boxes everywhere. Now, that thing should be done any day now, but, you know. It's been sculpted, it's finished. It's just a matter of, like, can he just paint it and send it to me? Okay, I'm leaving. I have to go. One small side of the box with the model. Well, what I would think is cool is, I think they did this anyways, is you put the artwork on the front of the box, and then on the back of the box, you show the miniature. I know it's easier to sell something when it's like, what you get is what you see. You know, don't get it twisted. This is a company about selling miniatures. But looking at this isn't nearly as exciting as looking at artwork that was done. You know, if you drew this in that style, oh my God. But I mean, it makes sense. You know, you show what you're getting, and then on the back it shows all the bonuses. You've got like the packs and whatnot, the fucking weapon options, the pilot options. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it is. Every release would need artwork, and artwork is expensive, for sure. But they're Games Workshop. How much money do you think they make? A sprue to cast in plastic is probably $1. I don't know, $2, something. With a markup of like $80, $90, $5 on Fiverr. No. Anyways, that's it, folks. I'm out of here. Peace, peace, be well, stay safe. I will catch you all another time. I'll figure out when I want to get back on, but chances are I'm only here for a few more days, which means I need to finish cleaning up and getting settled. Come June, I can be consistently on this channel come June, July, August, etc., indefinitely. Every day I can be here on both channels, and that should be fun. So yeah, with that being said, peace, peace, take care. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Peace, everyone. Peace, peace. Peace. Peace.